been thinking like that. I was thinking about my pleasure. I was thinking about my fix and my addiction to this game that Keith Thurman put his heart into. Unlike a lot of y'all naysayers don't even understand boxing. You know what I'm saying? Keith Thurman chose this life. Nobody forced me to walk this walk and talk this talk, you know? So it just was once that happened, eventually we got to what was supposed to be Pacquiao versus Spence, which became Pacquiao versus Ugas, right? And that was where we kind of saw, okay, we can kind of bring fans back into Vegas, but it still took them, that happened in the summer, and it still took them several months before I got to be in Vegas and I got my fight with Mario Barrios last February. And then I'm ready to strap up again, stay moving, stay busy. And then from this point on, you know, I can't even call it anything else short of politics. You know, when you're at the top, you know, nobody likes politics, but when you're at the top, you run into some politics. And it's hard to get into how politics work because even we don't fully understand how they work, right? Yeah. I mean, I got Spence to be mandatory, right? They mandated it. WBC, belts, sanctioning bodies, boom, mandate the fight still don't happen. Fight still drops out, right? We don't understand how these things work sometimes. Spence, obviously, with what he went through a second car accident that kind of kept it on the hush-hush, but those who know that he had a little accident in December, right? Whatever's going on, he had the retina problem. He had the major accident. He had this other little accident. And whatever shape, form, lifestyle he had going on, we didn't see a champion perform in my book. You know, we were sold on 2 undefeated champions. And, you know, just it happens, man. Sometimes they say fighters lose it overnight. They're just not the same no more. But sometimes whatever you're doing, whatever lifestyle you have, wherever your mind's at, and the things that you get into when they're not really focused on the ring because you well fed now. You well fed, you wear the crown, you the king. You know what I'm saying? There's a little bit of complacency. We've seen this throughout the ages in boxing. Many champions, you know. But, you know, that's what makes a comeback story great. Was it really their focus that made them fall from greatness? Was it really their age and their speed and their class, and they just don't have it like they used to have it? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes age will get you. They've been trying to play that with me. They think Thurman's washed up. They think Thurman has been out of the ring for too long. But I school people when I get up in that ring. And I'm still going to be schooling people. You know, I'm not the type of guy to overlook. I'm not the type of fighter that you can just put simply inside your little book and say, oh, he's been inactive. He's not the same. Oh, he's been like this. He's not the same. Man, I stay grinding, I stay moving. The strength work, the conditioning that I'm putting in, whoever gets these hands next are gonna see a champion, bro. They're gonna see what they've always seen. One of the greatest fighters in the welterweight division today. There ain't no test like the Thurman test, you know, and it's hard. Y'all haven't even seen Thurman at his best. 2019, I put in a few articles. I try to warn you guys that I wasn't in my best shape, and without saying that I wasn't in my best shape, I said I will not be facing any undefeated champions this year. And I had my reasons. My left hand, I had my reasons. I fought Jose Cito Lopez, injured. 4 or 5 months later, I fight Pacquiao, still injured. Right after the Pacquiao fight, we get the hand surgery. In retrospect, it was a minor surgery. It was a big fear to let a doctor cut open my hand. It was a big fear of mine. Maybe I should have just took another tough Mexican, put some money in the bank, boom, boom, and maybe I should have let Pacquiao slide. But my pride, my ego, and, you know, I just wanted all the smoke. I wanted a legendary fight, even if I wasn't at my best that year. But I wasn't willing to put my title up against current undefeated champions. And that's how I felt back in 2019. You know, when it comes to Spence, you know, not really wanting to fight Thurman, yada, yada, yada. The way I see it is I see what he was doing. He was belt hunting. You know what I'm saying? he was scheduled to fight Pacquiao. He fought Ugas. Did anybody really care if that man fought Ugas? You know what I'm saying? Did anybody really care? Did Ugas really become that much popular after he beat Pacquiao? Like, Ugas just ain't that exciting to me as a fighter. You know what I'm saying? So you take that belt out of the picture, you know, and you just go back to Texas where they fought in Dallas, where he fought Ugas, and you put Keith Thurman in the ring on that day, and it's a bigger fight, you know. But Spence, he wanted to continue grabbing the belts, and it's a good story for a champion. Oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But he got blessings. You never know how you're going to get blessings in life. You know, it's a blessing that he got over the first car accident. That's a blessing. You know what I mean? It's a curse and it's a blessing,
right?
Because worse things can happen. You know what I'm saying? But he still had a life. He still got to be with his family. His children still have a father, and those are all blessings. You know, you do that same crash 9 out of 10 times, you ain't here tomorrow.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it is what it is. And then he got to go a certain route, belt hunting, and not have to, you know, not have to see Thurman, not have to go through the Thurman test. You know, and in my opinion, that's just another blessing. In sports, especially in boxing, sometimes when you look at divisions, who's dominating this division at this time, like when Paulie Malignaggi moved up to 147 and got that belt overseas before he lost it to Adrian Broner, even though that I scored that fight as a draw myself. But, you know, that he just happened to be able to do it. He was a 140 champion. He had a nice career, and he got to become a 2-divisional champion. He grabbed the belt from overseas, got a good W over there, fought a champion. That kid won the belt legitimately some way, somehow. Maybe it was vacated. I don't know the whole story, but once he got it, he attained it. And then Paulie went back and brought it over to America. So, you know, sometimes it's the right place at the right time. Sometimes a division doesn't have that much competition and one fighter can stand out more than other fighters. And then all of a sudden, sometimes the division is stacked and you know, you really gotta go for it. You know, there's a lot of people gunning for Tank Davis right now. A lot of talent out there who would love a shot at Tank, but Tank's like, I ain't here for the talent. I'm here for the check. You know, and you know, it's just a funny game like that. Sometimes you don't really. It is what it is. It's boxing, baby. It's boxing. It's not like any other sport. We're one of a kind. What we do as athletes, what we do as professionals, it's different. And what the fans expect from us. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it doesn't happen. And that's just a part of the game.